As an Amazon associate, we earn from qualifying purchases. This podcast is supported by its listeners. If you choose to purchase something using links on our website, we may earn a commission. No books were warped, dog-eared, underlined with purple pen, eaten, cursed, cancelled, burned, or otherwise harmed in the making of this podcast. I'm Tom Tolkien, and this is the School Reading List, a podcast that recommends books you'll want your children to read and books you'll wish you'd read as a child. To kick off episode 13 of the School Reading List podcast, let's rip open some book post. And this one's our August picture book of the month from Otter Barry Books, The Last Tiger by Petr Horáček. When a proud tiger is captured, he soon realises freedom is more important than strength or power. Beautifully realised with gorgeous illustrations, this immersive modern fable will mesmerise EYFS and Key Stage 1 children. It's also an ideal book to read to a class and inspire cross-curricular artwork and creative writing. A stunning picture book. And from Templar Books, our August non-fiction book of the month. Against the Odds, The Incredible Struggles of 20 Great Adventurers by Alastair Humphreys, illustrated by Pola May. Inspiring and motivating, this book delves into the exploits of a diverse group of 22 explorers. Highlights include Paralympian Karen Dark, traveller Juanita Harrison, astronaut Jack Swigert, and the author Alastair Humphreys. Told through an exciting combination of maps, anecdotes, comic strip illustrations, and diary entries, these stories feel personal and compelling. And from Zephyr, our August fiction book of the month, Nowhere Island by Tania Unsworth. Pairs Riley, Grayson and Gil are four very different characters thrust together as runaways hiding with their dog Junk on a patch of land surrounded by busy roads. But their dreams are threatened by sudden and unexpected danger. Exploring themes of survival, wild places, social exclusion, and the power of friendship, Nowhere Island is perfect for class reading in Upper Key Stage 2. Gripping and highly imaginative, it will leave children wondering every time they look out of the windows on a long motorway journey. And this one's a great STEM book, Superquesters, The Case of the Great Energy Robbery by Lisa Moss and Dr. Thomas Bernard. Relatable science superheroes Lily, Bee and Leo club together to find and stop Lord Grumble from stealing energy in this illustrated eco-renewables mystery for 4 to 8-year-olds. Awe and wonder ooze from this clever interactive problem-solving adventure that blends logic puzzles, reading comprehension, and a dialogue-driven storyline. A surefire way to skyrocket your Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 pupils' interest in STEM, The Case of the Great Energy Robbery will inspire children to find out more about renewable energy at home, at school, and in the wider world. It's the third in the Superquesters series, and we hope there'll be a lot more. Ooh. And this one's from Piccadilly Press, Bob and the Trousers of Doom by Andy Jones, illustrated by Robin Boyden. Accidental time traveller Bob's STEM lesson mishap causes a global aromavirus pandemic. With robot gorillas, evil AI, and a grumpy school inspector, can Bob save the world? An explosively plotted ripping yarn, this fart-out-loud novel is a real blast. It's bound to be a short chapter book hit with Key Stage 2 classes. Ooh. And from Dinosaur Books, this is a cracking adventure book for 7 to 9-year-olds. Undercover Alien by N.S. Blackman. Everything seems to go wrong for Cole at his new secondary school, but Alicia thinks it's related to the strange events involving a three-legged purple-headed alien spotted in the school library. Can Cole and Alicia find out why there's an undercover alien at school? This quirky and funny short chapter book will appeal to less confident readers in lower key stage 2. And this one from Faber Children's, Mia and the Traitor of Nubis by Janelle McCurdy. Mia is trying to get back to a normal life, but with Lightcaster superpowers, she's finding it difficult. Soon, she realises her nightmare might be more than bad dreams, and an evil hidden enemy is uncovered. A fabulous sequel to Mia and the Lightcaster, 9 to 12-year-olds will love this second visit to Janelle McCurdy's thoroughly absorbing fantasy world. And new this month from Hot Key Books, The Reluctant Vampire Queen Bites Back by Joe Simmons. A mini Battenberg. That's 15-year-old Mo Merridew's cake, and she will be eating it because she's the vampire queen of Great Britain. But with vampires hunted and allegiances needed, she might have bitten off more than she can cope with in this hilarious sequel. With a winning strapline, work, rest and slay, The Reluctant Vampire Queen Bites Back is bound to be popular with Key Stage 3 readers. A great end of the summer holiday read. And from Faber Children's, The Stolen Songbird by Judith Eagle. Cara resents having to go and stay in London without her pet rabbit. But Cara doesn't follow the rules. Not only does she hide her rabbit, but she stumbles upon a valuable work of art that thrusts her into a world of intrigue and danger. A richly woven and realised adventure set in 1950s London, The Stolen Songbird is an absorbing and well-paced adventure mystery option for 9 to 12-year-olds interested in art and history. And another title from Faber Children's, Carnival of the Spider by Kieran Larwood, illustrated by Sam Usher. Sheba is searching for a map hidden in the catacombs of Paris in this atmospheric adventure. Can she find it in time to save Sister Moon, who's been imprisoned by the spider? With a persistent pace and a plot that never loosens its grip on the reader, children will be captivated by the vivid period world. A highly recommended book series for Key Stage 2 readers. And this one's from Big Picture Press, a non-fiction book, There Are Reptiles Everywhere by Camilla de la Bedoyere and Britta Teckentrup. Explaining what reptiles are, where and how they live, and how they've evolved through time, There Are Reptiles Everywhere is a stunning, fact-filled guide that will appeal to children interested in the natural world. Follow a turtle's travels, find out about a Komodo dragon's weapons, and learn about reptiles in mythology. Visually spectacular, this illustrated large-format flapped paperback is highly recommended for years 2 to 4. And this one's a young adult novel from Simon & Schuster, Secret Sister by Sophie McKenzie. Can two sisters find their way back to each other is the question at the heart of this breathtaking thriller. Asher finds out she's been lied to and has a secret sister, but Willow thinks her sister is dead. Thoroughly gripping, Secret Sister is a great book to kickstart your Year 7 child's reading at the start of secondary school. Thank you to all the publishers and publicists for sending us books to review here on this podcast and on our website schoolreadinglist.co.uk. Here's our rundown of great new children's books hitting the shelves this August. British Museum, The Plot Against the Emperor by Andy Seed. Shine by Sarah Azuko. Finding Phoebe by Gavin Extance. The Escape by Zemo Abadia. The Parade, a counting story from 1 to 100 by Joanna McInerney. Nowhere Island by Tania Unsworth. The Stolen Songbird by Judith Eagle. The After School Crime Club by Hayley Webster. Worrybot by Simon Packham. A Dinosaur's Day by Elizabeth Gilbert Bedoyere. Ghost Orchid by Fiona Lumbers. Monster Stink by Anna Brooke. Koku Abani and the Heart of Midnight by Maria Montenreo Adebisi. Calvin and the Sugar Apples by Ines F. Oliveira. 10-Word Tiny Tales by Joseph Colo. The Spectacular Science of Space by Rob Colson. Rockabye Rumpus by Julia Donaldson. How to Say No by Michelle Elman. Mysteries at Sea by A.M. Howell. The Magic of Forests by Vicky Woodgate. Why Don't Things Fall Up by Alom Shaha. Curious Words for Clever Kids by Sarah Craigs. Leaf the Unlucky Viking by Gary Northfield. Mia and the Traitor of Nubis by Janelle McCurdy. Vanquishers by Calin Bayram. Nora's Ark by Victoria Williamson. The Book of Time by Clive Gifford. Geomancer by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. Be You by Carl Newson. Read, Scream, Repeat by Jennifer Killick. And What's the Big Idea by Tracy Turner. Our picture book of the month is The Last Tiger by Petr Horáček. Our non-fiction book of the month is Against the Odds by Alastair Humphreys, illustrated by Pola May. And our fiction book of the month is Nowhere Island by Tania Unsworth. On your bookmarks, typeset, turn the page. If you're a teacher, librarian or avid bookworm who loves children's or YA books and you'd like to review brand new titles for the school reading list, get in touch by email. We'd love to hear from you. The address is reviews@schoolreadinglist.co.uk. The government's reading framework was updated this July. Let's take a look at the changes and how the free resources on the School Reading List website can help schools and teachers meet the requirements of this new guidance. And there's a link in the programme notes. Building upon its foundation in July 2021, this upgraded framework introduces some interesting new themes and changes. There's a holistic approach. The framework's expansion beyond Key Stage 1 marks a significant stride. This extension ensures that it now offers tailored guidance for Key Stages 2 and 3, recognising the evolving needs of students as they progress through their educational journey. It addresses reading attainment. Recent Key Stage 2 SATs results indicating a decline in reading attainment from 75% in 2022 to 73% in 2023 emphasise the timely relevance of the updated framework. The framework positions itself as guidance to equip educators with the tools to counter this trend and elevate reading outcomes. It recommends using fluency as a bridge. The new framework prioritises fluency in reading comprehension, Section 4 delves into techniques to develop fluency, bridging the gap between word decoding and comprehension. It recommends employing strategies such as repeated readings and timed exercises to enhance students' fluency skills. It introduces strategies for deeper understanding. Section 5 sheds light on the importance of teaching reading comprehension strategies. It emphasises multifaceted skills like prediction and inference, which skilled readers employ to navigate complex texts. Educators can encourage students to make predictions before reading and later compare them to the text content. Implementing peer-led reading discussions can also enhance analytical thinking and inference skills. It specifies targeted support for students. Section 6 is dedicated to identifying students requiring additional support. From personalised interventions for fluency struggles to decoding and understanding barriers, the framework provides practical guidance. Peer reading partnerships can be employed to foster a collaborative learning environment where proficient readers assist their peers. Reading for pleasure. Section 8 emphasises nurturing a culture of reading for pleasure. Independent reading sessions provide students the freedom to select books that resonate with them, fostering genuine interest. Additionally, the framework encourages the establishment of book clubs, where students come together to discuss their chosen reads and share recommendations. It also stresses amplifying vocabulary knowledge. Vocabulary takes centre stage in Section 7. The framework underscores the significance of building a robust vocabulary that extends beyond immediate textual context. This aligns with the framework's emphasis on vocabulary's role across the curriculum. Interdisciplinary reading skills are highlighted. Sections 9 and 10 in particular advocate for integrating reading skills across subjects. Educators can design cross-disciplinary projects involving reading and analysing diverse texts. This approach not only enhances reading comprehension, but also deepens students' understanding of the curriculum's broader concepts. The government's role and the impact on educators. While the framework's guidance is a move forward, its real impact lies in educators' hands. Armed with this resource and the authority of the government guidance, educators now have the opportunity to reshape the reading landscape, nurturing inquisitive minds and fostering an enduring passion for learning. Let's have a look at some of the themes that schools can develop using this guidance as a platform. Fostering lifelong learning. By instilling a love for reading, educators can pave the way for students to become lifelong learners. With the framework's support, we can inspire curiosity, critical thinking, and a genuine appreciation for the written word. Promoting inclusivity. The framework emphasises diverse voices and characters in literature. Educators can curate reading lists that celebrate various cultures, perspectives, and experiences, fostering that inclusive learning environment. Harnessing technology. While the framework remains rooted in traditional reading practices, it acknowledges the role of technology. Educators can leverage digital tools to engage tech-savvy students, blending traditional and modern approaches seamlessly. Encouraging collaboration and professional development. The framework encourages collaboration amongst educators, fostering a culture of sharing best practices. Additionally, it highlights the importance of continuous professional development to stay updated with evolving strategies. Improving parental engagement. The framework underscores the role of parents in nurturing early reading skills. Educators can collaborate with parents by suggesting age-appropriate reading materials and facilitating reading routines for at home. Moving towards increasingly personalised learning. With its detailed guidance on identifying individual reading needs, the framework supports educators in tailoring instruction to each student's strengths and challenges. Measuring progress effectively and efficiently, the framework emphasises ongoing assessment to gauge student progress. Educators can employ formative assessment tools to monitor comprehension growth and adjust instruction accordingly. So, the updated reading framework does appear to be an asset in our mission to cultivate skilled and passionate readers. But how can we use the resources and ideas from the education internet to flesh out the framework and make it a reality in the school environment? Here's how the free resources found on the School Reading List website can be used. Book clubs. We've created a year's worth of free, ready-to-go primary and secondary book club resources. There's also advice on participation, staffing, promotion and funding, and there's a link in the programme notes. The teacher as an influencer. If you want ready-to-go book tasting blurbs for new books, we have it all done for you. We have fiction, non-fiction and picture books of the month. And on Twitter and Facebook, we also publish classic and new books of the day. And there are links for both of these in the notes. Also, have a look at our new term previews, which cover upcoming books for the next term. We have previews for every term, from autumn term 2023 going right back to 2017. So there's a huge catalogue of recent and high-quality books to browse through. Use these links in our programme notes and you'll have access to thousands of free children's and teen book recommendations. Interestingly, the reading framework doesn't favour reward schemes that offer prizes or points. So why not try one of our reading challenges that reward by encouraging more reading, rather than old-fashioned incentive schemes like book bingos or schemes that depend on prizes or bribery. Have a look at our free reading challenge resources, and there's a link in the programme notes. The reading framework wants teachers to take time to get to know their pupils as readers and know their likes, dislikes and interests. In a future feature on the School Reading List, we'll take a look at how teachers can organise a whole school reading preference audit. The reading framework guidance also encourages teachers to have an up-to-date knowledge of literature and other books that help pupils put in the reading miles. So keep abreast not just of our new book resources, but also children's and young adult literature awards that celebrate the best in new material each year. And there's a link in the programme notes. Also, consider planning visits to children's literature festivals and events, and develop connections and keep a dialogue with your local children's bookshop. And we have an extensive directory of children's book festivals and local children's bookshops all over the UK. We also have a guide on the best children's literature online blogs, so you can see a good overview of what teachers and librarians on the internet think are the best children's books to read. So there it is, how to make full use of the free resources on our website to embed the new reading framework into your school's curriculum. Here's a selection of exciting new book tasters sent to us by new and self-published children's authors this month.
Have you ever wanted to be something like a skateboarding superstar and everybody tells you, you can't do it, you're never going to make it? Well, that's what happened to Katie Cat. In my book called Katie on Broadway by Ella English, she's a cat who just wants to sing. She spends all her time singing in her backyard and she just gets nothing but hate for it. Here's an extract. "Where did that acorn come from?" I yelped, rubbing my head. Jerry the squirrel poked his head out of the hollowed-out trunk. "Stop that screeching," he cried, shooting acorns at me. "It's singing," I said. I dug my claws into the branch. I didn't want to fall. "You know what?" Jerry yelled. "You're a cat. Cats can't sing." So check out my book, Katie on Broadway by Ella English. You can get it on Amazon.
Hi, I'm Wendy Garvey, author of a children's rhyming picture book called Phone Me When You're Home. A story where chickens drive tractors, foxes ride unicycles, pheasants wear roller skates and squirrels sail through floods in their canoes. I'm available for author visits to libraries, bookshops and venues, and I also offer free workshops for primary schools Key Stage 1, with the opportunity to purchase a signed copy of my book at the end of the school day. Phone Me When You're Home is fast becoming a favourite with Key Stage 1 teachers for their poetry weeks. My book is available to purchase at www.manystonesbarn.co.uk, Sharp's Pottery Museum in Swadlincote, Derbyshire and Waterstones. You can see events that I will be attending throughout 2023 on my website, along with exciting news regarding my new book due to be published later this year. I hope you will purchase a copy of my book to read time and time again with children, and I look forward to meeting you at an event near you soon where I would be more than happy to sign a dedication inside my book for you. Thank you.
I wish I could talk, then I could ask my best friend Sophie why she keeps leaving me at home all day. I think she's found a new best friend. Meet Seamus the Golden Retriever in the dog novel On My Back Paws by Anna Scoyles, a fun story about friendship, trust and being who you are, not who others want you to be. Teachers, librarians and parents can get a free downloadable resource, a children's activity pack On My Back Paws themed. Visit bio.link/Anna S to claim. That's bio.link/ANNAS for Seamus to claim. Check out On My Back Paws by Anna Scoyles today. Available now as an ebook, paperback and audiobook narrated by the author. That's me, On My Back Paws, available to order from bookshops and libraries. Suitable for 7+, also enjoyed by adults. Visit bio.link/Anna S.
If you'd like to get in touch and leave a recorded shout out about your upcoming self-published children's book, have a look at our podcast webpage for more details. Year 3 is a crucial point in a child's reading development. During the course of this, the first year in Key Stage 2, children transition away from reading schemes towards reading choice, and develop from picture books to chapter books with pictures. So here's a great selection of great transitional texts to consider for your Year 3 classrooms. The Boy Who Grew Dragons by Andy Shepherd. A funny, heartwarming and captivating adventure about a boy whose dragon fruit from the tree in his garden begins hatching. He soon finds that caring for a small dragon is no easy task. And then, more and more dragon fruits start to hatch. It's perfect to read to your child or use as a Year 3 class reader. Accidental Trouble Magnet by Zainab Mayan. Omar is a boy with a vivid imagination, but he also worries about school, bullies, and what his parents think of him. With ingenious ideas and creative thinking, he manages to make the best of every situation. According to the publisher's blurb, you'll laugh so loud that snot will come out of your nose. Just saying that might be enough to ensure your Year 3 children will want to read it. The Nothing to See Here Hotel by Stephen Butler. Young Frankie and his family who run a hotel are plunged into frantic action when they find out a particularly awkward guest is coming to stay. Nothing is quite good enough for the Goblin Prince grog bar in this laugh-out-loud and magical page-turner that's perfect for independent readers in Year 3. You're a Bad Man, Mr. Gum by Andy Stanton. Mr. Gum is a delightfully nasty character who hates children, lives with a cantankerous fairy and maintains a perfect garden. The madcap, unlikely and achingly funny adventures will grab young readers' attention. With short chapters, colourful descriptions and memorable language, this text is ideal for reluctant readers. Perfect for group reading, it's an excellent text to help Year 3 pupils develop reading confidence. Football Crazy by Tony Bradman. When a football legend arrives to coach Danny's team, he and his friends Jamil and Lewis imagine record scorelines, endless winning streaks, and football heaven. But the new coach doesn't turn out to be exactly what they hoped for. The Accidental Prime Minister by Tom McLaughlin. When Schoolboy Joe's video about how he would make the world a better place goes viral, he becomes very popular and very famous and ends up being Prime Minister. Follow Joe's funny journey in which he makes buses banana-shaped, cats have hats, and trains have swimming pools. A great chapter book for more confident 7-year-old readers. Flintlock Bones by Derek Keelty, and this is a great illustrated chapter book series. In the second Flintlock Bones pirate escapade, The Eye of Mogdrod, the Black Hound's crew faces dangerous northern pirates and a cat monster called Mogdrod in this fast-paced, dialogue-driven illustrated adventure. With Norse-sounding characters such as Grethel and Eggfart, and evocative locations such as Bog Island, Mugger's Marsh and Lake Squelch, this is bound to be a hit with pupils in Lower Key Stage 2. Beast Quest by Adam Blade, a fast-paced and exciting series of books that are ideal for 7-year-old readers in Lower Key Stage 2. Set in a fantasy land with dragons, wizards, good versus evil, and strong heroes and heroines, these stories feature lots of twists and turns and will appeal to less confident readers, and they're a great starting point for encouraging children to read classic myths and legends in Year 3. Ice Palace by Robert Swindells. An extremely fast-paced adventure that won't leave the reader bored for a second. When the evil King of Winter kidnaps his younger brother, Ivan sets out on an epic and dangerous quest to get him back. A useful story for modelling action in creative writing, Ice Palace is a popular Year 3 class reading book, and it's ideal to spark creative writing ideas and character hot-seating discussion. And finally, in our suggestions for great transitional text in Year 3, The World According to Humphrey by Betty G. Burney. The hilarious adventures of Humphrey the hamster, told by Humphrey and including Og the frog and the bully mean Martin Bean, this is a fun and engaging class reader for 7-year-olds, and it's particularly well suited to mixed ability classes. And if you'd like to have a look at all of our recommendations for Year 3, there's a link in the programme notes. If you'd like to get in touch, use the hashtag SRLPodcast on Twitter or drop us a line using the contact form or messaging button on our website schoolreadinglist.co.uk. And all the books lived happily ever after. The end.